In the age of Sigmar, the once great city of Shadespire lies in ruins. An ancient curse has driven many to madness and despair. Brave heroes fight to break this curse, whilst others rebel in undying combat. And some have lost all sense of reason and purpose. As these souls clash, the city of Shadespire shall run red with blood. Following the disappearance of Severin Steelheart and his companions, the elite Vanguard hunters of the Stormcast Eternals search tirelessly for their lost comrades. Almeric, what news do you bring? Nothing new, brother. It is strange. No trace of our comrades. The city is silent when their names are spoken. I feel uneasy. It is this place, a place of evil. We will find them and break the curse for Sigmar.
Stormcast, your efforts are in vain. Your brothers are certainly dead. Their corpses lie in this city, and you shall join them. Glory for the Blood God.
Stormcast, prepare for battle.
Alright, fighters, so welcome to Shadespire Season 2. This time we'll be following the journey of the Vanguard Hunters, elite Stormcast trackers, known as the Farstriders. We have Alias Swiftblade, Elmeric Eagle Eye, and we have Samson Farstrider, the Hunter Prime. 3 Stormcast Eternals who entered the city of Shadespire under Sigmar's command to break the Shadespire curse, accompanied by the Steelheart's Defenders, the Liberator Prime, or whatever he's called, who mysteriously vanished following the events of Shadespire Season 1. Another playlist by myself, yours truly, about 7 months ago we did that stuff. So if you want to refresh, go back, I'll put a playlist in the links and all that kind of stuff, so follow that and catch up on the journeys that they fought through in Season 1. This is going to be pretty identical to that format there, so 4 games consisting against different warbands. We've got Farstriders, Magores Fiends, the Chaos warband, the Chosen Axes, Fire Slayers, and we've got the Orcs, like Iron Rocks Boys or whatever they're called. So they'll be featuring over the next 4 weeks as our heroes of Stormcast fight their way through the armies, through the warbands, through the terrors of this haunted city, in search of their brothers and in search of a way to end this cursed city. So yeah, excited to come back to you with some new fresh content. Been working on this for the last month or 2, getting everything gathered up. All this stuff doesn't come cheap, you know, for a humble New Zealand wargamer. 157 subscribers currently. Woo! Woo! Thank you for that, much appreciation. I started the channel almost a year ago, so I spend every bit of my pocket money, do the mahi, earn the dollars to provide entertaining content for you guys, and then also just entertain myself with the stuff that's fun to do. Not too bad to do with beer and a bit of whiskey as well to wet the whistle. As gamers do, everybody knows that they love to have a beer, they love to have a game, all good stuff. So yeah, fun, join me if you like to get some quality New Zealand content. Not enough New Zealanders doing this kind of stuff. If you're New Zealander watching this and you're inspired by me, go make your own channel and I might watch some of your videos. But yeah, quality content. Game 1, Stormcast, Magores Fiends. The Magores Fiends taking the first turn. Also a new Shadespire board, like $40, generously gifted to the channel by my unofficial channel sponsor. So much appreciation there. Excited to bring you this content fun. So buckle up, grab a beer, grab your paintbrush, whatever you want to do while you have these videos playing in the background. If you heard this much already, just give this video a like, subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll be sure to regale you with that same spiel at the end of the mission. But buckle up for some maoriwargamer goodness as we go into Shadespire turn 1. Alright, so end of the first activation on turn 1 for us both. Riptooth Brand charged in, became inspired, and took off 2 wounds off Farstrider. Farstrider attacked back as well and took 2 wounds off Riptooth. So both drew there. He hasn't moved yet, and we're going into second activation on turn 1. Alright, so end of the second activation on turn 1. So Farstrider got slain by this guy here. What's his name? Gartrock or something like that. Pretty beastly man. Just realised I've been playing these guys like I played Steelheart's champions, who are defensive models. These guys only get 1 defense dice, so they're pretty lousy at defense, and realised I've got to use their range against my opponents. So pulled this guy back Swiftblade and fired it in with the Boxstorm pistol and killed the dog. So we're on 1 glory each. No objectives gained so far. I've also upgraded Eagle Eye with Cleave. If you remember my Shadespire campaign following these guys, they get to keep any upgrades or inspiration that they may gain, powering them up for battles ahead. But yeah, going into third activation, my opponent's played Blood Frenzy. Another ploy gives them an extra attack dice for the next turn. See if we can withstand that. Stay with us, Fano. Alright, so end of the third activation. Magore ran in and got inspired and chopped into Eagle Eye, who was also inspired. Eagle Eye retreated backwards, shot in, but didn't do anything. So that ends third activation. Going into the fourth one, see what's going to happen. My opponent also gained an objective for having 3 successful charges in a single turn. So it's currently 2 glory to 1. Alright, so end of the first turn, 2 glory points to Chaos, to Magores Fiends, to 1 to the Stormcast. And I lost Farstrider, the leader of the warband himself, fell to an early assault. Just my bad with deploying at the front of the map, I guess. But their inspiration goal is to end an action phase in enemy territory, so I try to go for that, thinking they're as tough as Severin Steelheart, but they're not. So we're just going to go through, empty our cards. I think we can do that. Go through the end phase sequence. Yeah, discard unwanted objectives, unwanted power cards, draw objective cards and power cards. So you're going to go through that phase there, get rid of some stuff because I've got a lot of trash. And then go back into turn 2. Alright, so end of first activation on turn 2. Magore charged into Eagle Eye, missed with his attack, but then he played a ploy card, Horrifying Howl, knocking Eagle Eye 2 squares back, pushing him into the Hazardous Hex, into the lava one there, and Eagle Eye suffered another wound. He responded by shooting his storm bolts straight into Magore, taking off 1 wound on him, so he's got 3 more remaining. Eagle Eye is on 1 more remaining, so he's in pretty dire straits at the moment as we go into activation number 2 on turn 2. Alright, so end of the second activation for turn 2. This old mate, Garthok or whatever his name, Circus, I don't know what their names are. Yeah, again, misread these new guys. When he's inspired, he gets an extra movement, so he's able to. I thought my guy was safe standing there, otherwise it would have moved him back and shot. But he wasn't safe, so he got taken out in the lava. To be reforged or come back as some sort of ghost somewhere. So yeah, he died. My opponent played like 4 power cards. He's currently on 3 objective, 3 glory points to my 1. And then my guy down here, Elias, stepped back onto objective 1, and it's just going to wait, weather out the storm. See how things go. These 2 have moved, so no more from them. So he'll be safe here for another turn at least. as we go into activation number 3 on turn 2. Alright, whānau, end of turn 2. New hands have been drawn, cards discarded, all that kind of stuff. My opponent gained no objectives, but I managed to claim 2. Brave but cautious. Score this if you have at least 1 surviving fighter and none of your fighters suffered any damage in the preceding action phase. So 1 glory point to me. And then Sigmar's finest. Survive get this at the end of a phase if you're surviving and are outnumbered by at least 3 to 1. So 3 Chaos Magores Fiends on the board to 1 Elias Swiftblade. 3 glory points claimed to me, putting Stormcast in the lead end of turn 2. What a thunk it. One fighter left in my warband to 3 all inspired. But he's still going to go hard for Sigmar, for glory. Rejoice, brothers, for victory is nigh. Purchased a couple of upgrades for him, so I got the Hallowed Key and Lone Warrior. Boosted skills. Got some new cards drawn. As we go into the final turn, see who can achieve victory. And we'll roll off our 3 dice, see who's going to start. Exclamations. Man, I haven't got any.
I'll go first.
Yeah, of course you will. Magores Fiends, turn 1, activation number 1 and turn 3. Final turn, 3 to 4, 4. Stormcast 3 to Magores Fiends. See who's going to take it out. Chur. Alright, fine, it's the end of the first activation, turn 3. Elias fires his Bolt Storm pistol, and what do you believe? 3 exclamation marks. After no exclamation marks or turn, he fires in rapid fire bolt shots. Boom! I've also used a lightning blow to increase damages, so Magore just got minced. Glory point to Stormcast, bring us on to 5 to 3. Oh, what a beautiful turn of events that was. And wrapping up the first activation as well, going into activation number 2. Before we do, I'm just going to play a card, Patient Defense, to give me +1 defense, but I don't think any of them can hit me. But best to be prepared and sorry. As we go on activation number 2. Alright, final, so end of the final, end of turn 3, final turn of the game. Opponent gained 2 objectives. Score this if the same number of enemy fighters from each warband are out of action 2 each. So they got that one. Bring them up to 4. Got this one. If at least 2 fighters from each warband are out of action. Put them up to 5 victory points to my 4. However, if you remember, I purchased this upgrade, the Hallowed Key. If you're holding objective 1 in the 3rd end phase, score 2 glory points. Bada bing, bada boom, 4 + 2 = 6. And 6 equals a Stormcast victory for game number 1. The Stormcast are victorious. The Stormcast reign eternal. So yeah, fun. It was a rough game turn 1. Lost Farstrider in like the 2nd activation of turn 1. And then he was gone in the turn 2. So Big Dog, Elias, Swiftblade, the Lone Warrior, the Survivor, he's going to move into game number 2 with the Hallowed Key and with the Lone Warrior upgrade. Just sums him up very well. These 2 fell early. Learnt where I went wrong, so don't play them like the big boss Stormcast they are. They're not the defenders, they're ranged attackers, attack from far. So sit back and enjoy that. Also the decks, the objective decks, I don't know if we need to review them. There were some mix-ups with that. But overall, a good game. High action, high blood for the blood god. Your Khorne players won't be disappointed by that. A lot of blood spilt in the name of Chaos. Great looking models as well. Yeah, we did use the wrong deck of power decks, but I mean, he had all sorts of abilities anyway that didn't hinder him too much. But yeah, fun, a cool game. Cool to be back with you for Season 2 of Shadespire. Make sure you don't miss out next game. Game number 2 will be taking on the Chosen Axes, the Fire Slayers, as the Stormcast venture on the path to find out what happened to their Stormcast brothers, Steelheart's champions. So will they find friends or foes? Will they achieve their goal? Who knows? You've got to tune in to find out. 4 beautiful adventures, 1 down, 3 more to go. Find out if you enjoyed this, give it a like. Fill me in on any rules errors or anything like that. Any tips, any guidance, any recommendations, all that kind of stuff. Love to hear from you. Yeah, pretty cool to hear from people. Know that people are watching what you do. It's pretty gratifying. But yeah, I am your host, the friendly, the mouldy, the beautiful Maori wargamer from New Zealand. Thank you for watching once again. Ka kite ano.